I love the mouse. I absolutely love it. It is fantastic. I think it's my favorite tier 10 at the moment. Considering I've only got 5 and one of them's artillery. Yeah, it's my favorite tier 10 right now. I very rarely have a bad game of the mouse. It just takes up beating so well. Which is the entire purpose for getting it. If you want something that can just be shot at all day and not care, get the mouse. If you want something that can just walk across the field and get hammered, get the mouse. It's a fantastic machine. A lot of people on the forums and elsewhere on the internet, YouTube and where else, will complain about the mouse. Say, oh, it's not competitive, blah 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 blah. Oh, but it's fantastic fun. If this isn't competitive, then competitive is incredibly overpowered. By the time you get here, you should know how to play it. If you don't, you got through way too quickly, and you should go back and play the Tiger P again. Yeah, if you can't figure out how to get this work, then you never learned how to play the Tiger P properly, or the VKA or the VKB. You just if you can't play it right by the time you get here, then you got here way too quickly. Although you find it kind of funny looking, because it's got this, it's absolutely massive, and it's got a massive turret, and the gun looks like a needle. Every time I play it, it's just needle gun. That's all I can think is a little needle gun. Although it's not a little gun, it's bigger than what most tier 10s get. 128mm gun. It's got 490 average damage, so it's still beefier than most heavy tanks get, and beefier than what the medium tanks get. But it's still it just looks so small compared to this massive, absolutely massive tank. And this game didn't particularly stand out in any way, but it was a fun game, and I just walked across the field essentially, just not caring about everyone shooting back at me. Of course, the mouse is it's an artillery magnet, but I don't have the super heavy spall liner on it, and partly because it's the bat chat early, it doesn't hurt that much. There's just partly because it's the bat chat early, partly because you got so much health and so much armor that a near miss from artillery is not going to do that much. But the super heavy spall liner would definitely help with that, in making it more effective for destroying artillery damage. You put the super heavy spall liner on there, and I believe it, for the purposes of splash damage, it doubles your effective armor. So, it very nearly reduces the damage you take by half. Or it does, I can't remember which. But even without it, this thing's got enough armor that most artillery shells don't bother me. I don't think I've been killed by artillery once with this, and I'm just, oh, I love it so much. It's so much fun. And it can just walk across the battlefield and not care that other tanks are there. It helps if you know where you're being shot from, so you can angle yourself properly. But I've had a number of games where I'm being shot by things that can't penetrate me. Even if they're shooting at the back of the hull, they just don't have the pen. Fires are awesome when they're not happening to you. When you cause a fire, they're fantastic. When you are on fire, not as much. This poor M103 just doesn't know how to use me as cover. Which is fine with me. I take less chances of being hurt that way. Although, it is pretty tough to get through this thing. The front upper plate is, I believe, 200mm or 210mm, and it's sloped back quite well. And the lower plate, depending on what you look at, one schematic I saw had the lower plate at 180mm, and it sloped back as well. So it's a very tough machine. And there's still artillery, there's still tanks over there that can shoot at me. But the mouse does not care. It's like driving the Tog. It just doesn't care. Except, unlike the Tog, this thing will bounce shots. So, there's a bonus there. Yeah, I'm just walking along here. I know it doesn't have the greatest penetration in the world, but you know, everybody's got weak spots. Even Wonderful Mouse has weak spots. Although I will not divulge that information, because I don't want people killing me. It's too much fun. But if anybody's gotten anywhere near this level, they should know where the weak spots are without any issues. Yeah, I'm just walking along, crushing teammates apparently. This game's got a bit of, I want to say irony, but I'm not sure if that's quite right. A bit of justice. The first guy to damage me was the Batchat 155-58. I think that's the one, right? Yeah, tier 8. Tier 10. Was tier 8. He was the first one to damage me. I was the first one to damage him. And the last. So. It was good. There he is. Run. Run for your life. I can't catch you, but my shells sure can. Although, this one doesn't. I'm just waiting for him to show up and miss. Well, we're gonna hunt down a Batchat in the Mouse. Mouse has no chance of catching up to Batchat, but Mouse's bullet does. These shells travel a lot faster than you do, Mr. Batchat. This was fun. I love it when I can take down something fast with this, because they're just like, ah, I almost got away. Almost, but not quite. I may be the slowest machine on the battlefield, or close to it, but the shells are quick. Shells are quick and they will catch you. And with 490 average damage per shell, you can clean up artillery quite nicely. I love it. Alright. Until next time, have a good one.